Hi there, I'm Claire Bestland, and I'm a guitar slinger, singer-songwriter, and composer who a few years ago ran to the hills of Wakefield, Quebec, and never left. And I'm really glad I stayed, because today I get to be your host of Outaouais Live, the weekly arts magazine series devoted to showcasing the unique arts and culture of the Outaouais region of West Quebec. Each episode, we showcase artists of all practices, as well as venues, galleries, and cultural and performance spaces from all over the rural region of the Outaouais. Now, ever since I came here, I've been wondering what it is about this area that attracts so many creative people of like mind. From artisans to craftspeople to musicians, visual artists, painters, writers. Maybe there's something in the water. Now, if I keep talking like this, it might turn out you do have all day. But for now, why don't you kick back, relax, and come along for a ride with us to experience the artistic side of life right here on Outaouais Live. Today on episode 10 of Outaouais Live, we're right here in beautiful Lac Ste, Quebec. And guess what? Today, I'm your musical guest. I've been a singer-songwriter for a number of years, and one thing that I've always found particularly enlivening and exciting is to take some risks and mix things up a little bit. So for today's performance, I managed to somehow corral Julia MacLaine, who's a National Arts Centre Orchestra cellist, to perform with me. And it's really a mixture of my rawness versus her refined style. And it was a risk, and everybody's going to find out how that turned out today. And Julia and I will be performing just down the road at this great venue, Chez Malo. We'll be speaking to the owners, Chris Malo and Melissa Bouchard, who've recently taken over the space and have been doing some renovations, and they're going to tell us a little bit about some of their plans for the future. And then we're going to take a hop, skip, and a jump up to Baltimore, Quebec, and go into the studio of Thoma Ewen. Thoma is a tapestry artist who's had many of her tapestries exhibited all around the world. Thoma's going to tell us a little bit about some of the philosophy behind her art form, as well as her creative process.
Ignore me all over town. You can get so drunk that you're falling down. Any man would have to be shy with what you have to hide. Well, I think it's so cute. All I got to do to stay 10 steps ahead of you is just check the weather. 'Cause in my bed, your weakness lays when it rains. You're a fool for rain, fool for rain. You're a fool for rain. You're a fool you be saved? When the hell of desire rewrite the speech, will you be saved? If not, you got to step out. Got to step out of the page.
My name is Melissa. I'm one of the co-owners at Chez Malo in the beautiful Lac Ste area.
And I'm Melissa's partner, Christopher Malo, hence the Chez Malo part of the equation. Well, I think Rob and Marion, the original owners, that was their brainchild, their baby. They built it straight out of the forest in 2004. Lovely log structure, and ran the place for 16 years. I've been coming here myself as a customer for a decade, I guess.
We bought land on Poisson Blanc about 4 years ago, and so that's when I started coming around and popping in the pub. I started working in the summer a little bit to get to know the building and the clientele, and we saw that it was still going strong, so we decided to go right for it. Well, we just gave it a little facelift. It had really good structure, and we just little paint, a little scrubbing.
Resurfaced the floors, new tabletops,
So we've kept all the favorites, the McVeigh favorites, and haven't changed any of the recipes at all. But we've added a little bit more healthy choices. We've added a poke bowl, and we've asked the community what they were looking for. Yeah, we've added, kept all the same beers, even the pub McVeigh beer, which is a Pilsner, but we've slowly added more wine and more cocktails.
There's always been live music here. Like Rob and Marion did quite well. That was one of their things, and it was great. Various artists they used to do a weekly or twice a month out here on the patio or inside, depending on the time of year. As far as the renovation will go, there's a loft that's not being used inside the pub, and there's a false wall that can be taken out. So we have visions of basically having a couple of stools up there, let's say, and a guitar and someone singing or whatnot, and singing down onto the dining room and the bar area, which will be pretty sharp. The customer base is just so appreciative, and they're so happy to have this place from the beginning till now, and then now going forward. It's amazing how much feedback we get from everybody. This is like really a spot where people come and meet, and
We felt very welcomed ever since
Oh, yeah.
we bought it in October, from the locals to the cottagers to the ski people. Like, they've all welcomed us so well.
Hi, my name is Thoma Ewen, and I'm a tapestry artist, and I've been weaving tapestries for 45 years. As a child, I used to come up here to the Gatineau Hills with my art teacher, Eva Jaworska. She had a cottage near Rupert, and we did pottery in the basement of her home. And we used to dig clay from the banks of her lake and bring it back to her studio in Eastview, actually, and then make clay on the wheel. But she also had a loom and taught me how to weave. And I took pottery lessons and art lessons with her really all through my childhood. And when I was, I think, 18, she took me to see an exhibition of French tapestries in Ottawa City Hall. And when I walked in, I was blown away. I can still see those tapestries in my mind, and I knew in that instant that I wanted to be a tapestry artist. So, there was something about it that so inspired me and so kind of enthralled me, and there was something so captivating that it has stayed with me. It hasn't diminished over the years. But during those years, I've learned that tapestry is a sacred path, or that weaving is a sacred path in many cultures, because it transmits the energy of peace. So at one point I was going to give up because it's very hard to make a living as a tapestry artist, and it helps to live out here where there's the general store in Baltimore, but you can't really go shopping, so that helps actually. But I was going to give up, but when I learned that weaving was a sacred path, something just said to me, oh, well, maybe you're supposed to continue. And maybe other people want to hear about this or know about this. So that, that sort of became something to think about and something to kind of live for, to teach that this very beautiful thing that creates a beautiful art form is also such a healthy, a harmonious activity that actually puts more good energy into the world, I think. So when we teach Artists in the Schools projects, we teach children that it does this. So there's a little bit of an activist role in there that I feel like I have a purpose. Yeah. So this is Moonrain Center, and the name Moonrain came from, actually the first summer that I was here, we were building our house. We were cutting wood from the forest to build the house, and we had no electricity or running water, and every evening, the evening's entertainment was to set out a blanket and watch the stars come out. And one night there was this full moon and a shower of meteorites, and the name Moonrain came to me just immediately. It was like magical. I've learned since that every August there is this meteorite shower called the Perseids, but I didn't know that then. So the name Moonrain came, and I've worked to establish Moonrain as a tapestry weaving center that gives workshops, and we've expanded to Artists in the Schools projects and large-scale community arts projects and events. And my daughter, who was born here, Gabby Ewen, works with me now. So we've been working together for 20 years, and we collaborate on the Artists in the Schools and the textile arts projects and events. Yeah. I attended a conference on arts education a few years ago. It was pretty recent. The man who was talking, I don't remember his name, said that the curriculum should actually be reversed. Right now, the maths and sciences are at the top, and the arts are at the bottom. He said it should be reversed because right now the world needs creative thinking to solve the world's problems. So the arts are actually very important. Why school boards haven't caught up with this, I don't know. We've worked with thousands of children across Quebec in the Artists in the Schools projects, which is amazing. And when we do a community project, there are between 500 and 1,000 people that often participate. We did one in Val-des-Monts, and I think there were 800 people. And at that point, mostly children, but we did it with 3 schools, and the biggest school had 600 children. And yeah, so it might have been more than 800. But the population of Val-des-Monts at that time was 8,500 permanent residents. So more than 10% of the population participated in the project, and it's now hanging in the town hall of Val-des-Monts. This tapestry is called Offering, And I wove it this past winter. I started it in October, and it just came off the loom last month. And it's going into an exhibition, a Triennale En Metiers, a crafts exhibition, and it's touring through 3 Quebec cities. It'll be in Gatineau later this summer, actually. It's called Offering because twice a week now for the past year, starting I think in March a year ago, a Buddhist teacher who used to teach in Wakefield but moved, started classes again on Zoom. So the group that used to meditate together was able to get together, and this came out of the meditations, called Offering, So these are the drawings that I did in preparation for the tapestry. This is the drawing that most resembles the tapestry. And when I'm weaving, I don't try to reproduce the drawing. I use the drawing as kind of inspiration for the tapestry. And my weaving process is a little bit freehand, so I can get into trouble sometimes and occasionally have to unweave. But but I'm happier that way with a little more kind of artistic freedom.
There's a reason